Community service. Fuck no, I already did my community service.
Damn.
The community paper.
All right, we back and we just saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Thoughts? Hold up, I'm about to see what the other people thought. Jay, you just think that Guardians of the Galaxy? You just saw that Guardians of the Galaxy? What you think? Tell me.
The second time?
It's the second time you saw it?
Yeah.
You like it?
I love how everything is on point. Like literally the story, the characters, the personality, even the villains like they bring out. It's like, bro,
He was the right person to talk to.
Bro. I'm like, every time I'm watching a Marvel movie, like I'm always watching the second time. Actually, I'm about to go come back for the third time because there's always something missing in it, bro.
I feel it.
Like this shit lit, bro.
Okay, rated out of 10.
I'll give it a straight up 9, I guess, because of this. I don't know. The last two is like I guess it was the like, how do you say? It was introducing. Now it's like they're telling their own stories inside, like how they kind of bring out Rocket's story in there.
For sure.
I like
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of surprised. I'm like, okay, like I fuck with that shit. I
Okay,
give it a straight
man.
9, bro.
All right, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. What you think of that movie? Tell me thoughts.
I enjoyed it. How about you?
I enjoyed it too. Real quick, y'all. What y'all think of that movie? Then out of 10, what y'all rate that?
It's one of my favorites, honestly.
Okay.
I would say a 9.2.
Okay.
Well, like an 8.5.
8.5. Okay.
Give it an 8.
Okay. Solid rating. That's all we gotta do. Thank you. All right, we back and we just saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Thoughts?
Plot summary according to IMDb. Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe in one of their own. Mission that could mean the end of the Guardians if not successful. So this is the third and final installment of Guardians of the Galaxy, directed by James Gunn. He's off to, at least with James Gunn, he's off to DC now. This is his farewell, Marvel farewell. And I will say that I think he had a solid ending. He tied it up very, very neatly. Yeah, I enjoyed it overall. Very emotional storyline. Definitely dragged a bit towards the end, I will say. Had its, I don't know, Marvel tropes. I would say, there's a lot of influence from the higher ups, I'd imagine. But it was, I don't know, had comedy. I enjoyed it. I think, okay, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is probably my favorite Marvel movie. So I remember just, having a ton of fun with it and loving the dynamics, and a lot of people had never heard of these characters before, and I don't know, just great casting overall, and I think they brought it this time for sure. We got a lot of Rocket's backstory, and for any animal lovers out there, this is gonna hit you probably pretty hard.
They call me Teefs.
But yeah, and it was like they set up the backstory like from scratch. Like he didn't really he'd always be kind of vague about his backstory, but I think that they did a good job within the 2.5 hours.
It was long.
But I would say I would say it's not as good as the first one, but definitely solid. What did you think?
It was as good as the first one, and that's just like how I thought.
You
I
think
wanted to like compare it to the others, but at the end of the day, yeah, the first one was pretty good, and this one was kind of just on par with that.
The first one was amazing. Like I thought it was more than pretty good.
And
but I think
I thought it was cool because it like introduced like the Destiny Stones and stuff too, which would become a really big deal, and they did it very seamlessly.
Infinity Stones, yeah.
Infinity Stones. What I say, Destiny Stones.
Same difference.
Yeah, I thought they introduced that very well in that first one, and this was it was just a closer to that movie, and the second one was kind of choppy for me. But
Agreed.
No, they wrapped that up very well. I'm loud; they can hear me. Yeah, they wrapped that up very, very, very well, and I was surprised. I guess that I liked it so much because I was expecting a lot of Disney tropes, and like I feel like they have not been delivering, and this was the first delivery I feel like I got in a while.
There still were some tropes that
there were, but it didn't destroy the movie.
Some maybe not tropes, but like the arc was there, or like the what's it called? the points, we call that in a story, the beats, I guess. She waving to you?
No, I was waving at her. She bad.
But I felt like they had to hit certain beats, certain 3-act structure elements that are similar to a lot of Disney and Marvel movies. So yeah, I don't think it's like so outside the box. It's definitely my favorite. My favorite since
it was emotional.
Yeah, for a while. Like it's been my favorite Marvel movie since probably that last Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Oh, somehow they make you fall in love with all these CG generated characters.
Oh, I will say, yeah, even compared to at least that Ant-Man, the last Marvel movie, like
I didn't think Ant-Man was bad, but the visuals,
because
they did it practically this time.
The visuals in this movie were on point.
It was way more practical.
Like you could believe that they were in the location, whereas in Ant-Man it was like so obvious that it was like an LED screen or like, you know, whatever.
But this felt very practical. It didn't feel like it was LED screen.
Just the filmmaking was on point with the action, the movement, the angles, and all that. So.
Yeah, I don't think it was LED though. I think all those were sets for real.
In Ant-Man?
No, in this.
No,
movie.
I'm saying Ant-Man. It looked like it was that, but in this one, it was very believable.
Even like all the fight scenes, because like they were using like the environment as actual objects. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I never questioned it once. Like,
yeah,
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely better than the last few.
And they've leaned into like the prosthetics on people more for the characters versus doing all the CG stuff. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I like that they went really heavy into that actually with the animals and all that stuff. Like, of course, Rocket and Groot got to be CG, but for the most part, everything else I thought was very well done as far as its practicality. All the costumes, all the animals, all the everything, the aliens. Like, I thought they did a great job with all that. That was exciting.
Yeah.
It felt like Star Wars.
You had emotion for them because you weren't thinking about.
Yeah, like this is Uncanny Valley. You were just like, oh wow, because they're everybody's screaming like non-stop throughout the whole movie, and it's like, okay, these are human screams.
The acting was solid.
Yeah, solid. I thought I would not
Villain
like Peter Quill, but he snapped.
Villain was great.
Was it the High Controller? What was his name?
High
something.
Yeah, the High Eternal. I want to say. What do I want to say? Eternal.
I don't know, but he was on point.
The High something.
Yeah.
High individual.
The High Chancellor.
High being.
High something.
But yeah, no, he was great. He snapped for sure.
Great acting. I felt every scene he was in, something was finna happen. It's like he had a certain anticipation to him. When he was on stage, he was finna snap. In some way, somebody was gonna get thrown around the room with gravity, or somebody was getting shot. Something was happening.
But I mean, he has that energy about him. So, you know, probably for bringing
tried
it.
to mutiny. He just killed them.
Like he truly believes he is the, you know, he wants to create the ideal society and
the perfect world.
And he's like. You know, when he said like there is no God.
That's why I was stuck. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that moment, I thought that their mutiny would succeed. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh damn, this is a major turning point. And he was like, nigga, you guys are irrelevant. It was hilarious.
He was a better what's his name? Kang than Kang, basically. He had more to him at least. He was a good villain.
Maybe
I mean he was very he was basically another Thanos. Like
but he wasn't though, and he used science, and he himself was like almost cybernetic
he
too.
He is Thanos. Like they want the same thing. They want like a perfect new
but
world.
But Thanos wanted to get rid of half the people. You know what I mean? Because on population control, and this dude is more
he was like a scientist experimenting.
Yeah, like
with,
I want to experiment.
The perfect being and all that.
I want to create beings from scratch. Is where he was kind of at. Like I want to mutate things. I want to
and he could never get it right, except for Rocket was the closest thing.
No, I think he was getting it right.
Spoilers.
I think he was getting it right.
I mean, no, like the perfect society did not ever come to pass.
But he did a lot. He literally wasn't trying to get the perfect society out of him though. He just wanted his brain because he was able to comprehend. You know what I mean? But he was still killing a lot of actual whatever those experiments he was doing. It looked like a lot of them were successful. For sure.
I mean, to a point.
Yeah, to a point, but He was going hard. He was going pretty hard.
Side tangent. Music. I want to shout that out because it's always a staple of a James Gunn, film, and it was on point. A lot of needle drops. I don't think there's a better filmmaker that like uses diegetic sound as well as him.
I just wanted to say that word.
Just like you can have needle drops, like, you can put them in wherever you want to make it sound good, but to be able to, like, I don't know, easily fit it in with the storyline and what's actually going on in the real world. I think he was
weaving the music or weaving the movie to the music. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was like a giant ass music video, which is, I guess he's done that before, but.
Yeah, I had my feelings on the music, but I think that's neither here nor there for the whole of the movie.
No, I mean, what do you mean?
The
first scene was like a
cool.
pretty epic music video.
It was cool.
Like,
it's cool.
I mean, he does, the action is like, yeah, exactly, like choreographed to the music, and I find that's a skill, man. It's not easy. I think that's a great element. Like it's almost like signature. Like it feels like that is his style of filmmaking. And
well, we'll just
Marvel will never
give it to James Gunn.
Never see that again.
I'm sure they will clone it in their own way.
But yeah, just have to shout out the music. What else did you like about it?
It was just a good movie. The action was really what hit for me. I liked the way that they took the Star-Lord and Gamora thing and made that funny, but also made it like, how do I describe it? Like there was a tension that was constantly there, yeah. And it was like, it was still a light joke
fucking
thing,
hit me, bro.
But it was sad that, yeah. It was, you could understand all parties. Like this dude's like, yeah, I lost my girl, and she's like, bro, I'm actually not even her, and it was totally valid. And it's like you feel heartbreak for this guy, but at the same time, she just looks like her, because even you as the audience is kind of dealing with, oh yeah, that's actually a different character.
You think that she's gonna snap out of it at some point and fall in love with him, but you
see that that is her other family. The Raiders are her family. What they have, real. She has somewhere else, and you really could get that. And
it's deep.
Yeah,
like,
and it was sad.
It's almost
but it was
like nature
damn.
versus nurture thing. It's like this is a person now because they went on this path as opposed to that path, and their experiences have sort of changed who they ultimately be. It's not to say that they, at the end there was kind of hints that like she was opening up.
She was happy. She was happy in where she was. And even though they were trying to pull her over and she was having good experiences with the Guardians, the other guys were her family.
Yeah. At the same time, like, that doesn't mean that they can't ever get back together, and they can't.
Well,
they had that experience similar to how they had but you can never have that same story.
Yeah, because
again,
they went through a lot together. Yeah, legit. And the loss he's already experienced, like for him, it's like he got her back after he goes through all that Thanos stuff to try and save her. You know what I mean? And doesn't, and then he gets a second chance, but it's not her.
It's deep. It's powerful.
Yeah, I thought that
good messages.
This is Chris Pratt. Yeah, he did a great job. And usually I'm like, bro, Chris Pratt, come on now. But this was probably one of my favorite Chris Pratt performances.
Yeah, he didn't ham it up.
He didn't ham it up.
He was pretty straight for the usually he'll like pop jokes like every second,
and it's not even funny. But this time I felt like he played a more serious. He felt like Star-Lord had matured a little bit. He was still that same old goofy guy, but maybe he had matured a little bit through all these movies and shit. I was like, okay.
This is the best version.
I feel like he took something from all the Thor experiences and all that stuff, and he just kind of changed as a character for real. And I even liked how they took Rocket Raccoon and really did make him a mainstay in the movie, and he was incapacitated the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the very end. But going through his memories, like, made him such a star character in the film. And I thought that was real creative.
In real time,
how they were able to do
he
it.
was incapacitated for the whole movie except for until the end. But setting up his backstory, him being experimented on and all his kind of friends, like misfit toy looking friends with all their...
that was very Toy Story.
They were creepy as fuck, bro. I can't believe this is a fucking Disney. Like there's some fucking disturbing.
Yeah,
it's almost like has Thor vibes.
I thought it was a little bit creepy in a lot of different ways, bro. Like, where the monsters, the hell spawn or something. Those guys were like half mechanical, half. I was like, dude, what am I
when
seeing
that first,
right now?
What was her name? The little parrot thing.
Lila.
Lila, yeah. When she first came and her fucking robot arms, it's creepy, bro.
Yeah, that was nightmare fuel for sure. But it really
and even
helped
them
it
learning
home.
how to talk.
How weird it
like,
was.
It was like a Toy Story, like, but way more creepy.
Yeah, it
or
was
like Pinocchio or something.
That was different. That was different. But I liked it.
It
They
was
took
very
it there.
emotional. Yeah.
Because you even cared about them creepy little creatures. It's like they took the most weird looking things and made you kind of give a F.
When they were like, yeah, like, is that the sky? No, that's the ceiling.
Oh, she saw the sky on her way out. That was beautiful.
It was, yeah, honestly. And that was just a couple scenes. I don't know.
It was powerful. It was
Definitely,
good. That was like up level storytelling. Just quick little vignettes, but it was telling a lot about who these guys were and what their goals were. And that was sad stuff. They set it up very well. And even Peter Quill's storyline.
Rocket. Well, before going from that, like, yeah, Rocket knew the little secret. Like, they had anger and all these like fucking synthesis protein or something that was making them angry, and Rocket's just like, he's like something about like filtering it.
Whatever he says, some major science stuff.
Yeah. I guess that's sort of yada yada. It's not like, yeah, it doesn't have to be grounded in anything, but just the idea of.
He was smarter than my guy in that one point, and he didn't like. I guess I understood his fixation after he scratched his face up. I was like, oh, so he like solved that problem and then fucked his face up and broke out. Like, now I'm like, all right, this is why this guy literally, because I'm like, he just solved one problem. What are you this mad for, bro? Like, he helped you out, and you're going crazy.
He has a complex. What's that complex? Like a
god complex or whatever.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So, yeah.
And I was wondering, like, dang, what happened in my guy's face? Why is it like rubber now?
It was cool. The way that it was like plastered to it. It was like a layer of fucking a mask of his skin that he got torn off by Rocket.
Yeah, that was deep, man. It was on a lot of levels that was hitting. And I like what they did with Nebula and Gamora too. That was fun. Groot and Feeling Girl. That was fun. They had a lot of like little side stories that were actually like, oh, it's been building up to these.
Yeah, they all had their little dynamics.
Adam Warlock, he was a fun like, I didn't like him at first, but he really grew up with me like real quick.
I will say with that one, it did feel like a little bit shoehorned in. Well, like, there wasn't a lot to him.
Well, that's because I feel like he was a very, very side character, but they were trying to use characters from the past movies.
Oh, yeah, because they set him up.
Yeah, because they were they were like the antagonists in the second one, weren't they? Like that group of the golden people, they were in the second one with Ego. They beat them, and then Adam Warlock was coming back for revenge or something.
But he shows up in like post credits.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So they had to use him, I guess. And he
saved Quill.
He had a complex too. He was like kind of a inferiority complex.
He was kind of goofy with it.
And even with Drax too, and Mantis, that was a good kind of combo.
I liked it. Yep, they had the good chemistry. Yep, that was solid. All the relationship.
And then Drax, he you learn something about him at the end that you didn't know.
What's that?
Which is that he's a great father figure. He
knows
that
did know
language.
That was like the whole point of his character. Was he a dad who lost his family? That's why I thought that was a good completion for his arc.
Well, that specifically that he could speak that language and he had that ability to sort of help out in his own way. Yeah, I don't know. It's a simple thing, but
Drax is a simple man.
Yes, indeed. As is Adam Warlock and that dude from one of the first scenes.
Oh man, they were hating on him. I will say the Guardians were taking some blows in this. I like that, but I do feel like there is that weird thing where, and I guess it's accepted and it's kind of funny, but they have such a strong plot armor. Like, they can just do whatever and they're gonna slide through. Like, I feel like they kind of lean into it and it's kind of the joke of it, but like they just do whatever. It's like, we're gonna go break into this. We're gonna go do this. It's just like,
I
whoa.
sort of forgave that a long time ago, especially
Like,
when you say I am Groot and you're just able to understand it, and then he says word, like, it doesn't make, none of it really makes any sense.
At the end, I wasn't understanding. I'm like, are they saying that we can understand him because now we're part of the team, or the audience now can get it? Or I'm like, does everybody always hear words from Groot?
It's just like,
like, what's even going on right now? That just changed everything I thought I knew.
It's just fucking silly.
I'm with it though.
Joke. Superhero.
And Groot was just way OP. Not OP in a bad way, because he's Groot. We've watched Groot grow up.
Everyone
but this
was
dude
like,
going crazy.
What's her name?
Groot
Nebula.
flying.
Nebula had just fucking nanotech
She was
arms
literally
and shit.
Iron Man now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, I'm talking, got her neck snapped or something, and she just popped that back in like it was. I'm like, okay. Those scenes were very cool,
excellent
though.
visuals.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And yeah.
They did.
I mean, it's very it's like James Gunn loves his ragtag team, not even ragtag, but just team of, you know,
had his wife in there. He had to throw his wife in there. She got blasted in the leg. Nice little plug.
Yeah. But yeah, Mantis didn't. I don't know. She just didn't do as much as the others.
What you mean? She was flipping through and, you know, zipping and zapping and changing the
and
minds of really big monsters. Yeah.
I wish that guy would have come back that he made fall in love with drags. I wish that guy would have, like, come in to save the day at some point.
Oh.
That's what I was expecting.
Like
that was like, infatuated.
They probably cut that out. That sounds like something they would have filmed and then cut out for time. That was solid though. I didn't know who the dog was. I know he was from that Christmas special, but I missed that. So
yeah, I have no idea who the talking dog is.
But they like, I like how they integrated it without it being like annoying. Like, you know, if you didn't watch the dog and you didn't like know the dog.
That was. Did you watch it?
No, I saw like a picture, and it was just like, yeah, you didn't have to see that to just get what he could do and get him as a character in the movie. And he wasn't a super important character. It was just like there. It could be she. I don't know. It's a dog to me.
Yeah.
A dog with a talking space.
Oh, I guess, boy. But it sounded like a girl.
Well, yeah, I like that. I liked all the characters. I thought they did a great job. Sylvester Stallone got to be in there somehow. They just
part of the.
It was great. It was
Ravagers.
great. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Again, we could talk about some of the downsides.
I didn't think there were that many. I thought they did a good job.
Like very drawn out action sequences towards the end. Even though there was some good action, but it just seemed like they were in that ship forever.
That was my thing. Cause like, yeah, when Rocket walked in that room, I'm like, if you're a super genius, bro, make the decision to save all these guys or don't. Like the whole ship's blowing up and he's having like these existential moments and he's touching these little guys and I'm like, wasn't everything just
sort
blowing
of like
up?
the Avatar complex of like, man, you have to. How long do we have to wait until something happens?
Everything was blowing up, and all of a sudden it's serene. It's not blowing up. He's deciding, do I want to open this? And it's like, bro, everyone is like dying right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very serious situation and he's just having such a long moment. And I'm like, dude, this is like hitting 10 minutes or something. Like, make a choice, save the animals or don't. We know you're going to, just do it and let's keep it moving.
It was a nice moment afterwards, kind of Noah's Ark, just all the animals. Like,
yeah, it was very Noah's. That was literally what I was thinking, was like, oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. And I also like them, this is a super random point, but when they were jumping out with the spacesuits at the beginning and like Gamora was blue now and Nebula was green, because they were kind of like a swap in this movie as far as their characters.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
It was cool to kind of watch, you know, like they were cool now, but it was still like that weird beef that they had. It was, I don't know. I was here for it.
Not a ton, but yeah.
But I mean, you know how it was at first? It was Gamora trying to be Nebula's friend, and now it was like the reverse. Literally, their characters had just reversed.
Yeah, that's true. Nebula seemed to be
New
But
Gamora.
yeah, she was mature. She was yeah. I
She
feel
was
like
angry, but it's like she was part of the team. She felt like,
Yeah.
okay, this is where I belong now.
She was angry for sure, but I felt like she got shit done.
Yeah, no, she was definitely the most efficient. She was like, yo. Not to mention that arm also was Groot level OP. Like, let's just stick it in the ship. Let's turn it into a laser beam. It could get cut up and just regenerate totally. It's like, whatever. Whatever we need, her arm can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of here for that,
Magic.
though. You know what I mean? Because it was
Magic.
just an arm. It wasn't like she was Tony Stark and everything. She was kind of Tony Stark, but she just was like one arm Tony Stark.
But I don't know. That's if you can, the arm can do anything at all. Almost like not really Green Lantern arm, but yeah, she could do
But yeah,
anything
yep.
with it.
Yep. And interface with technology, that's a lot right there. In that world, that's a lot.
I mean, this was probably the most that we've gotten to see her in the past. Like she was a big part of this movie.
Yeah, yep,
She
yep,
was,
Major protagonist. She was literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah.
And in the other
Whereas
one,
bef-
she's been
yeah.
like, I guess no. Because in the second one, she wasn't even in it. That was the ego stuff. She didn't really get involved till the
Yeah,
Avengers stuff is when she kind of got mixed in with them
Yeah.
the right kind of way. You know what I mean?
And she's a good. I forget her the actress
Like
name.
Jillian or
Karen-
Karen Jillian or something like
She's
that.
good.
yeah.
And
No,
I
yeah,
feel
I
like
like her.
this
She does a good
this
job.
was her time to shine for sure.
No, that was solid, man. You know, Rocket did a great job too. Bradley Cooper did a good job with that voice, and they really
Mm-hmm.
made that character feel alive. They really made that CG motherfucker feel alive.
Oh yeah, I was tearing up. I can't lie. That was hitting me.
You know,
That was
and
hitting me hard.
it was the feels. They really were coming with the feels. And what's it called too? The end with Quill. I thought they did a good job with that.
To me, yeah, that was a bit manipulative, I will say. For him to just be the last one off the ship, and I get it, you know. He had to go back. He had to get that fucking Walkman or whatever the fuck.
Oh god, that was just wild.
Is
Come
that what you were
on.
talking about?
No, I'm talking about at the very, very end where he goes back to see his family. but
Oh, yeah.
That Walkman scene was like, bro,
Yeah,
I get it, but stop! Everybody's
yeah.
dying, right? Like
No,
that's
no, that
another
was
moment.
dumb. That was dumb.
I'm like,
That was
dude,
dumb.
you could just go to Earth and get another Walkman. It's like
I
you're
get
in
that it
outer
means a lot-
space.
a
Yeah,
lot
but
to
bro,
him, but-
no, we're outer space. They did it just for the song at the end, just to play that Dog Days. But I'm like, dude, you're gonna
he's
die
like- he's
for
freezing,
this? Yeah,
like-
you're gonna die for this? Like, stop. Everything y'all just survived through, and you're gonna die for this? Like, I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
if they'd stuck
couldn't.
with that, that would have been fucking pretty dumb.
Yeah, it would have. I liked how they took Adam Warlock and made him relevant in that moment, but I still was like, dude. Everything that just had, like, I'm just, you know what you just did just now? You know what I mean? All of this. And first off, that plan was just damn stupid. I'm gonna take this little hose and I'm gonna shoot across this whole gameplay. Come
And
on,
then
bro.
all these debris just
Yeah.
comes at him.
Because I was looking at him thinking, bro, look at all that debris. I was like, you know, like, how can you get around this? And he literally just got stopped up by it. And it was like, stop.
That definitely didn't need to be in there. But
Stop.
I
bro.
feel like the studio
Yeah,
was like,
they
we
were-
have to have a
Yes,
moment
yep.
where Peter Quill almost dies.
All the way, that's what that was. Because that made you almost care a little bit more when he made it home.
Yeah,
And
it was
just,
manipulative,
come on.
but it kind of it probably got to a lot of people.
But still, come on.
And also just the fact that Adam Warlock needed to repay them
For
saving
saving
him, sparing his life. So
yeah, they completed it.
uh,
But it was still like, bro, why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I don't know.
And I feel like space has very like ebb and flow rules in these movies, where it's like
Right.
sometimes it's freezing, sometimes it's
Yeah,
out in
sometimes
space,
you can't
sometimes it's
breathe,
this,
but then
sometimes it's
sometimes
that.
you
Yeah.
can breathe.
Like when they always break open the tops of the ships, and I'm like, oh, we just got backup air or something. Like, what's going on?
Don't think too hard.
Yeah, for sure. And it's better that way though. Like that was a good movie though. I can't even.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Can't
You know,
even-
I,
you
like,
don't even care about any
You
of
have a
those things.
certain expectation when you go into a Marvel movie, superhero
For
movie,
sure.
that you can let certain things slide. I think.
And a lot of them got the pass for me.
Um,
It was a good movie. It was
And
a
I
good
do
movie.
give it credit, yeah, more so than, you know, maybe a non-Marvel movie, an indie movie, whatever, for having themes that actually like mean something. Like it's bigger, not like the past couple where I feel like the movie hasn't been about. I mean, it's been about something, but like themes are like a little bit muddled. But I think just the whole thing about creating a society as well, like for the plan of the of the fucking high authority, whatever. Like there's some interesting themes there. There's some interesting things to think about, and by default, like these people are aggressive, have these aggressive tendencies, but Rocket has to be the one that has.
He had pretty aggressive tendencies too. Cause I was like, that moment where he snapped, I was like, oh, he definitely didn't get none of that chemical to his brain. He just went off on him.
But maybe that was burned into him from an abusive.
From meeting people, yeah, people just did that to him. That's why everything's so angry, because human beings, we're the monsters. When the monsters was dealing meth and stuff in the cut. That was so funny. Or the animals, the human animals. Man, that was great.
Like it was fucking Earth, except just
with animal people. Yeah.
Fucking animal.
Legit. He just kept remaking the same society. Like, it was like the flaw of humans almost.
Yeah.
But it sounded like he wasn't from Earth. Because he was like, I visited your planet one time. And I'm like, well, what? But anyway, it didn't matter. It was still solid. Great action.
Humans, they're
everywhere.
Look like humans, but not humans. I don't know.
Yep. No, that was solid though. I liked his character so much. Great villain. Rate it.
I'll say 8, maybe 8.5. 8 or 8.5. I can't decide.
Well, I guess it's gonna be 8.5 then.
Oh, okay.
I was impressed. I thought Marvel hadn't given me a good offering in a while.
So you did like it?
I did like it.
The more than the first one.
I liked it about on par with the first one. I thought the first one was about a 9 too. Solid. Yeah, it was very. Yeah. Yep. I'll say it was about on par with that first one. I really enjoyed it.
I'll say 8.5. I liked how the whistle spear guy, like
not my
the one that was
character, but I'm glad he got
passed down to him, and,
yeah,
he was learning the ways. They gave everyone a good amount of time, good amount of attention, and they wrapped it up at the end pretty well.
Yeah, that was good. It was good.
And but Peter Quill will return.
Will return.
With
and it seemed like they were gonna do like an Earth kind of show. Now he's on Earth with his family, and there's gonna be.
I didn't know
something.
what they were. If they were setting up anything specific, or it was just kind of like a
Star-Lord the movie. No, I think that seemed like Disney Plus show. It felt like they were setting up a Disney Plus show.
What were they even talking about with like the mowing the lawn?
Like he had a son. It sounded like a 45-year-old son or something like that. Yeah, I couldn't even gauge, but whatever. I guess we're gonna see.
Yeah, he's on Earth now, and the Guardians are they're no longer
disbanded. I'm sure they'll be back.
I guess Rocket is the new leader of the new Guardians. They'll probably make a show called
that's why Adam Warlock did the save, so he could be a part of the new Guardians. I guess that makes sense.
The new Guardians.
That seems like a Disney Plus show too.
Because Nebula is sort of running that new society with the kids, and then Gamora's back with the Ravagers. Peter's on Earth. Groot is still with Rocket, I think.
Yep, you remember he was in that scene.
The squad. And then, what's her name? Mantis is finding herself or something.
Yep, that was fair. No, that was fair, though. She had been raised by Ego, and now she was free. So I was with that.
With all her pets, monster, worm creatures.
Yep, a solid wrap-up. Solid trilogy
and the fact that Drax was like, you need someone to protect you. And then
Such strong themes.
All right, we out.